Hello students, welcome to class 11 physics class. Today we start a new chapter, that is Newton's laws of motion, or in your book it is only written over there, laws of motion. So laws of motion, that means here we discuss mainly three formula which we already studied in class 9, that is first law of Newton's, or it is called sometimes law of inertia. Second number is F equals to m into A, and third law is action equals to reaction. So today we discuss the first law, all about the first law, that is law of inertia. And from first law, not only we get the idea about the inertia, but also we get the idea about the force. So we discuss about the force and inertia, and some examples also be there. So let's start with the first law. Okay, before we start the first law, up to the motion in a plane, up to that chapter, that is called kinematics of physics. Kinematics and dynamics are two branches in mechanics. Mechanics is a branch of physics where we deals with where we study the motion of an object, the different characteristics of motion that you already studied, that projectile motion, that is a different kind of motion. This is a branch of physics. This is called mechanics. We also discussed this one, and this mechanics has two branches or two areas. One is a kinematics, that we already started, that motion in a straight line and motion in a plane. Acceleration, velocity, speed, that one, which describe the motion. If velocity change, that means it is acceleration. If displacement change with time, this is called velocity. This all about including the kinematics. Now in this chapter, laws of motion, we studied the reason behind the motion, why it is called velocity, why its motion will be changes, what is the reason behind it. That branch of mechanics is called dynamics. So this laws of motion is one topic from this branch of one mechanics, that is called dynamics. Clear? So kinematics describe the motion, and dynamics what causes change in the motion, what is the reason behind it. So already we studied in kinematics, that is we have described motion in terms of speed, acceleration, time and distance traveled by a certain body, and different formulas also be there applying on the body. After describing the motion of an object, now we find out the reason, or what caused the motion, or what is the reason behind the motion, why the motion will change. That branch is called dynamics. Okay, so let's start with Newton's first law of motion. Everybody knows Newton's first law of motion. What is a statement? It states that if we don't apply any force, any external force on an object, then the body or that object which is at rest, is at rest, or which is in uniform motion in a straight line, it's also in a motion in a straight line, if we did not apply any external force on it. That means if we apply a force, then only we change the state, either rest to motion or motion to rest. This is the Newton's laws of motion. So statement is, everybody continues in its state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line unless it is compelled by some external force to change that state. So inside this statement, 3 points are there. So we can explain this Newton's laws of first law of motion in 3 ways or 2 ways. in second term also including that two terms. In some books it is written as a 3 points, but here I will write as a 2 points. So what is the 3 points? First point, it continues in its state. A body continues in its state of rest. Second point, a body moving with a uniform speed in a straight line. And third point, whenever the body having the uniform speed, that means it cannot change its direction during that motion. Uniform speed means it cannot be changed its direction during this motion. This is the third part. So this two part I will write together in point 2. So first point, a body continues in its state of rest. For example, if a book lying on the table will continue to remain there unless we displace it. अगर तुम एक बुक को रखते हो एक टेबल के ऊपर और अगर तुम उस पर कुछ तुम नहीं, अगर कोई भी उस पर उसको डिस्प्लेस नहीं करता है तो 1 month, after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, it will be there. That means an external force has to be applied on it to make it move. Otherwise, it will continue in its state of rest. Second, a body moving with a uniform speed in a straight line. A rolling ball, best example for this. A rolling ball comes raised on a rough surface because of the force of friction. If frictional force, if no friction is there, then ball cannot be at rest. Then the ball does not comes to rest. It will continues in its motion. But one factor apply on it, that is force of friction. That means one force is apply on it. Whatever it is in the direction or it is on opposite direction. Okay, we know that the frictional force acts in the opposite direction of the opposite direction of the motion. But if no friction is there, then that ball continues in its motion in a straight line. So we can conclude that to increase or decrease the speed of the body moving in a straight line, a force has to be applied. So the main reason behind it to change the state of the object, that is force. A force has to be applied on it in the direction of motion or opposite to the direction of motion. Not in every case, not the does not apply opposite direction of this. Sometimes we also apply in the same direction of the motion. If we apply a force, then only the body will change its rest. The main factor, main reason behind the change of state, that is force. And this concept of force we get from the first law of Newton. And third number, that third point which is included in a second point, that it does not change its direction because its speed is uniform. Best example is the motion of a moon around the sun. The direction of the motion of the moon continuously changes. But the force needed, why it changed the direction of, why the direction of the moon continuously changes? Because of the force. And which force? That force is provided by the gravitational attraction of Earth on the moon, and that's why moon revolve around the Earth in a circular orbit. And we know that when in a circular motion, each and every point, the object's direction will be changed due to that gravitational attraction of the Earth on the moon. So we conclude that the change of direction of the motion, a force has to be applied normal to its direction of the motion. This gravitational force of attraction which is provided by the Earth on the moon, this is also acts normally, because if we consider that circular orbit, in a circular, it is a radius, that gravitational force is act radially. So in each from the center, the radius will be same distance, and the radius will be act normally. This is perpendicularly, this force will be acts. So to change the direction of motion, a force has to be applied, but normally, because of, to change the direction, not for change the state. We can apply a force to the direction of the motion, or opposite to the direction of the opposite to the motion, but it will change its state, rest to motion, motion to rest. But to change the direction, a force has to be applied normally to the direction of the motion. Then only the direction of the object will change, otherwise not. That's why this is called third point. So in these 3 points are included in one statement, that is Newton's first law of motion. So you see that in each point we get only one reason behind each effect, that is force. That is force. It can change the rest to motion, it can change the motion to rest, it can also change the direction of the motion if it acts normally. The main factor, that is force. So Newton's first law defines force. How we can define force? According to the first law of motion, a body is to be at rest or in its uniform motion will remain at rest or continue in motion unless an external force acts upon it. Okay, so that means it shows that means from this statement we see that the force is an agency which changes the state of rest or uniform motion. Force is a factor, main factor, which changes the state of rest or uniform motion. But you know, sometimes a force applied on a body is not able to change its state of rest or of uniform motion. So we cannot say only that if we apply a force then only it will change. No, sometimes the force also will not be there. That means force, or not only one reason, that force also be a reason, but not the one and only reason for the change of state. So that's why we can define the force, that force is an external agency which changes or tends to state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line. That means this is a first law of motion, gives us the qualitative definition of force. I hope it is clear. So force. In class 8 we also studied the different kinds of force and what is the effects of the force. It can change the shape and size, it can change the direction of a body, many things we can study. So in that case we also studied force. Normally 2 types, many types are there, mainly 2 types we studied. That is a contact force. Contact force means 2 bodies are in contact. That is a main example is the frictional force. Another one is tension force. Frictional force, that is whenever we walk on the ground, the rolling ball comes to rest because of this frictional force. Another contact force is tension force. Whenever we talks about the spring or rod like then the force, that is called tension force, tensional force. Another one spring. If spring is there, then spring force. Another one is a normal reaction. Normal reaction means the force which is act perpendicularly about the point of contact. Another type is non-contact force. That is example is electrostatic force, magnetic force, gravitational force. Okay. So electrostatic force and magnetic force in details we studied in class 12. So in class 11 only gravitational force. You also see in your syllabus gravitation is there. In that chapter we studied the gravitational force. Only this one is included in the class 11 syllabus. Here also we also studied spring fact force, tensional force, normal reaction. This also we studied in class 11. Another types of force, weak force. Weak force means the intermolecular force between the atoms or the particles or the molecules. That is a very weak force. That is we studied in chemistry. Nuclear force. Nuclear force is the this is very strong force. Nuclear force is very strong nuclear force. That means inside the nucleus we know that the proton and neutrons are there. Proton is a positive charge, neutron has a neutral, no charge is there, but still the nuclear force is a that proton is same charge, but still there is a no repulsion forces. So that means proton force, that is a nuclear force, and in details we discuss in class 12. That is nucleus also be there, atoms and nuclei, one chapter also be there. In details we studied in class 12. So a little bit you know that the proton is a positive charge, but the neutron is a neutral charge. That means that no charge is there, chargeless quantity, but still there is a no repulsion between the two protons, because the one particle will change in between the proton and the neutron, and when that particle, this particle is called meson particle, MASON, meson particle. So when this particle will exchange, the neutron will convert it to proton, and proton will convert it to neutron, and that's why this they will remains in inside the nucleus, and this change in for particle, that meson particle will change continuously, that proton to neutron, neutron to proton, they will change continuously. That's why there is a no repulsion force between the proton and proton. Okay. Normal reaction, here in this example you see that if we kept one object, that is mass m, on the surface, so one force also acts, that is towards the gravity, weight of the mass, that is W equals to mg. But you did the that mass of the object, that it did not falls on from the surface, it did not goes under inside the surface, because another one perpendicular same amount of force will act towards the in forward direction, normally perpendicular to the surface. That is called normal force, which is balance this object. And one more, this and this normal force, this normal reaction force will applied by the force applied by the surface on the body. And so the due to the third law of motion, the body also apply the equal amount of normal force on the ground or on the surface, that is small, and that is also in you see that in this figure. But this forces we neglect, sometimes we neglect this one, or when we discuss some examples later, then it is clear. That in free body diagram, in free body diagram, this force, that is in third, this mg and normal reaction we draw, but that is another one force, that body also exert one force on the surface, that will not we did not draw in the free body diagram. Okay. So this is a normal reaction. This is also a contact force, the surface and the body also be in a contact. Tension force, if string or rod is there, that means this is called tensional force. So in this figure you see that one object is attached to a thread or string, that is M. So two forces are acts, one is towards the gravity, that is mg, its weight. Another one is the tensional force, that is in a opposite direction, is denoted by capital T. So the direction of tension, how we can you can understand the direction of the tension. The direction of tension always away from the point, that is a mass is a point, from that mass the tension is opposite direction. Or you can easily you can remember, like if you hold an umbrella, that in place of m mass, if you if you are standing over there, and in a forward direction, if you open the umbrella, in which direction the umbrella is open, that is the direction of the tension. Okay, in that is called chhata formula. You can also remember, this is a tricks, you can remember the direction of the tension, the direction of the tension always away from the point. In the second figure you see that two masses are connected by a string, and through and m1 one force is applied. So you applied one force towards it, so one force, one tension due to the m1, that is towards you, away from the point, away from the m1, if you standing over there in place of m1, and if in the direction of the force, if you open the umbrella, so that will be the direction of the tension. But in this, in between the two body, that is m2 also acts one force, that is t2, that is also towards the m1, and m1 also acts one force towards m2, that is t1. So if string is changed, tension will be changed. So if you stand on the m2's place, that is second m2 mass body, and if you open the umbrella, that is the direction of the t2 tensional force t2, and in place of umbrella there is a two direction. You can open the umbrella, one is the right side, that is the direction of t, that is a total tension, and another one direction is a t1. Okay, I hope it is clear. When you solve the numericals, then it is clear completely, concept will be clear completely. And before we solving these problems, we have to understand the free body diagram, which we discuss in a next video. I hope it is clear now, and chhata formula you remember. Okay, it is a little bit a joke. Can all forces cause change in motion? No. To be able to cause a change in motion, the force exerted must be greater than the inertia of the object. Here the inertia, that concept will come. That's why in the definition of force we say that the force only, not only the reason that is a force can in some cases the force is not only one and only reason to change the state of the body, rest or motion. There's another one factor also acts, that is the inertia of the body. So we can say that all forces cannot change the motion. Okay, another one is a inertia. Another one is a inertia. Inertia is coming to it. So in next video we discuss the inertia of the body. In a concept of, sorry, not in next video, in next, now in next slide we discuss the inertia. Okay, that's why we say that the Newton's first law, from Newton's first law we get the two idea about, one is the force, another one is the inertia. Law of inertia, you remember this experiment in class 8? Due to the inertia, you know this one, so I will not explain this experiment again, you do this in your home. So inertia is a resistance to a change in its state of motion. So everybody want, whatever their state, they will try to continue in their own state. Whenever the force is applied, it will try to resist that change their states, and this is called inertia. This is called inertia. Inertia is the ability to resist any change in its state of motion. So body by itself cannot change its state of rest or uniform motion. So this inability of a body to change its state of rest or of motion along a straight line is called inertia of a body. Each and everybody try to this one, try to resist the change of their state. For a simple example, nowadays lockdown, you try to, अरे मम्मी सोने तो दो ना, अगर मम्मी कुछ नहीं कहे तो और 1 hour 2 hour तुम सो लेते, लेकिन तुमको एक डर लेता है कि मम्मी कब बुलाएगा, अरे उठो उठो. That is a force. That is a force which is applied on you, and you try to convince your mummy, mummy 5 minutes, mummy 10 minutes. Okay, it's a jokes apart. So just for understanding purpose, I will tell this one. So the inertia, that is the resistance, inability, in resistance of a body. It try to change its state of rest or the motion. Okay. Now this inertia of a body, or the inertia are two types. One is a inertia of rest. Another one is a inertia of motion. Another one is a inertia of direction, third number. So inertia of rest means the tendency of a body to remain in its position of rest, in rest positions. वो अपना रेस्ट पोजिशन में ही रहना चाहता है. The tendency of a body to remain in its position of rest is called inertia of rest. Best example, a person standing in a bus falls backward because when the bus suddenly it start moving forward, because the lower part of the body, that means the leg, it's try to continue in the rest due to the inertia. Sorry, the upper part of the body, but the lower part of the body, whenever the bus start, it will be in the motion, but due to the inertia of rest, the upper part of the body continues to remain at rest, and that's why a person fall, or the passengers falls backward direction when the bus starts. Another one example, when we shake the branch of a tree, its fruits and dry leaves falls down because of this inertia of rest. Because the branches are comes into in motion, but the fruits and the dry leaves which attach with that branch, they also try to remain at their rest due to the inertia, and that's why they will get separated. This is the examples. There is a many examples are there, many examples based on the inertia of rest. Next is inertia of motion. Inertia of motion means the tendency of a body to remain in its state of uniform motion in a straight line is called inertia of motion. जो मोशन में है उसको मोशन में ही रहने दो, वो मोशन में ही रहना चाहता है स्ट्रेट लाइन में, that is called inertia of motion. The best example, that is the opposite of the that passenger, when the bus running bus suddenly stops, the passenger falls in a forward direction because the lower part of the body in contact, which is contact with the bus, they will continue, they will come to rest, but the upper part of the body continues to move in a motion, in a forward motion, and due to the inertia of motion, and that's why the passengers fall forward direction. And the one, the athletic runs for a certain distance before taking a long jump. You see that during the long jump they will take a much more distance, they will take the runs for a certain distance, because due to the inertia of the motion, they will, the inertia of the motion gained by him, and at the time of jumping, that motion will add it to his muscular effort, and he or she will take a longer jump. And last one is based on the inertia of direction, that is the inability of a body to change by itself its direction of motion is called inertia of body. That's already we discussed, a body cannot change its direction by itself. So this inability of a body to change by itself its direction of motion is called inertia of direction. So when a bus takes a sharp turn, the person sitting in the bus experiences a force acting away from the center of the curved part due to his tendency to move in the original direction, and he tries to hold the support to protect himself or herself. You also feel that one. Whenever they will take a turn, we also, if we don't take the support, we also fall from the seat, falling from the seat, and that is due to the inertia of direction. Okay, and this inertia is measured by the mass of a body. Mass of a body is the measure of its inertia. If a body has, if a body has more mass, then we can say that it has more inertia. That means it is more difficult to change its state of rest or of uniform motion. And if the body has less mass, then we can say that it has less inertia, then it can easily change its states if we apply a little bit amount of force. For example, if we kick a football, it flies a long way. If we kick a stone of the same size, it hardly moves or cannot. The stone opposes the change in its motion better than the football because of its more mass, because the stone has more inertia compared to the football. Thus, the stone has more inertia than the football. That's why it cannot change its state of rest. But the football easily changed because the football has less mass compared to the stone. So, the inertia of a body is measured by the mass of a body, and if the body has a more mass, it has a more inertia, and if a body has less mass, it has less inertia. So those having the less inertia, it is easier for them to change its state of rest or uniform motion, and those having more inertia, it is more difficult to change their states. Okay, I hope it is clear now. In next class we discuss about the second laws of motion, and if possible then the free body diagram also. Okay, so still if you have any problem, please write in a comment box. So tata, bye bye, have a nice day.